Hey guys, today I want to talk about how to find time in your life to declutter because we can all get busy, life can be hectic, and sometimes even some of our priorities can kind of slip away during the week. So I have a few ideas for how to fit it into your schedule. Not because I'm a perfect expert at it, but because I've struggled with finding the time. So welcome to my channel, Slice of Light. I'm Aylin, and on this channel I talk about simple living, building an empowering mindset, and photography and videography. So if those topics sound interesting to you, go ahead and click the subscribe button, and we'll go ahead and get started. So the first tip that I think has really been one of the most effective tips for me in decluttering is to start to declutter in the moment when the idea strikes you, when you've got some momentum and you feel a sense of excitement about it, even if it's not a decluttering session that you planned. So maybe this one's obvious, but I think sometimes, especially when I talk about later about like planning it in and scheduling, you get so confined to these rules that you're not able to follow almost like the artistic sense of decluttering that might hit you at a particular moment. So if you feel a sudden surge of energy to declutter, or you're inspired and you feel like, I want to go declutter that drawer, then you go do it. Don't wait. Even if you only have 10, 20, 30 minutes on your hands, doing something is better than nothing. A second tip is to find ways to increase your own motivation. And you can find these in your natural environment. So talking with a partner, it might be as simple as reading some books, listening to some podcasts, or watching YouTube channels that are focused on this topic. And by surrounding yourself with that kind of a mindset, it builds motivation very naturally. As part of that, I think it's really beneficial to visualize the end product of decluttering, like actually closing your eyes and imagining images of what your home could look like and how that would feel, and really soaking in that feeling as a form of motivation. And then in addition to that, you can even visualize the decluttering itself and actually enjoy the active process of decluttering. By visualizing it and thinking about the things you actually like about the process, it might become more appealing. Because I think sometimes things that help us or do some kind of service for us, like decluttering, end up automatically turning into a chore or something that we dread simply because it's in our own service and we kind of have to do it. But the truth is that I've found gradually over time, I actually enjoy decluttering, and it's almost like a pastime. And if you're able to find aspects of the process itself that you enjoy, that's going to be hugely empowering and motivating to help you just find the time in your life to declutter. The third thing is schedule it. And I may have mentioned this before, but actually putting it in your calendar, writing it down, or making a list on your fridge and saying Thursday from 4 to 6, I'm having a decluttering session, or on Sunday from 10 to 3. I'm going to be focused on decluttering. And I think by really making it an appointment in your mind and physically on paper, it's more likely to happen. And as with an appointment, if you were to have to cancel it for whatever reason, even a reason as simple as like, my motivation is not up today to do this, you have to reschedule it. And I gotta say, no matter how busy you are, even if you're a surgeon working all hours of the day, there's always going to be some time that you can budget in for decluttering. It's just a matter of how important it is to you. Another way to fit it in, if you're not much of a scheduler though, is to have a weekly goal. And so for me right now, my goal is for every Sunday, by the end of the day, I need to have a garbage bag's worth full of items that I will be giving away or throwing away and decluttering. And by having this specific amount, I know that I will have to, throughout the week, find things to declutter, or if I procrastinate and wait till Sunday, I know I'll have to budget in some of my Sunday time to decluttering. And part of that that's really comforting is that then I can visualize at the end of the month those 4 big bags of garbage that I'm either giving away or throwing away. at the end of the month, and I can just think about how much space that is in my environment that I'm actually saving myself. And it feels good. I also think finding time to declutter becomes hectic and difficult if you're also just doing basic cleaning, and that's getting in the way of the time that you would be using to declutter. So I think this has been a big issue for me, is if a few dishes pile up in the kitchen or I haven't swept in a while, and that really needs to be a priority before I can jump into a deep declutter, I can get bogged down and I just never get around to the decluttering. So I think a big part of this is specifically finding strategies to have cleaning be part of your routine and have it be less overwhelming, not let it build up over time, kind of attach it to like when you move from one area of the room to another, you're grabbing something to clean up so that it doesn't build up and then all the time you would have spent on decluttering, you're just cleaning. I also think another strategy for helping with the cleaning in general is finding someone else in your life who can be on board with the cleaning. Maybe it's a partner, a roommate, who can assist you in this goal of keeping the apartment clean, and not coming at it in a cruel or angry way, but just talking about your goals and why you want to be better at keeping the apartment more clean on a regular basis. And then a final tip with this is have some self-compassion. If you find that you're canceling those scheduled declutters, or you just didn't get as much done as you had hoped, or you're just getting bogged down in the details and overwhelmed, I think it's so important to recognize that we are imperfect humans and that no one declutters all the time the amount that they want to declutter. And schedules are busy, life is hectic. And so being able to say, okay, I messed up today, I wasn't perfect at my decluttering plan, but how can I pick myself back up, make maybe more realistic goals for the future, maybe schedule it in a way that's going to be more doable, problem solve to figure out how I can keep this as a priority in my life, despite the fact that maybe I messed up once or twice. So hopefully some of these ideas helped, and I realized these weren't all about time, but I think these principles apply to finding time in your day, making it a priority, scheduling it in, budgeting your time to make it something that is actually doable, even in the midst of potentially a really busy schedule. So that's all I've got for you today, but I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day and that I may see you in the next one.